in several years. This really does count. Not only here have we got two historic rivals going at each other, but we have really high stakes. The La Liga title is on the line, and whilst this game may not directly decide the title, what we will know though is at the conclusion of this game, one of these two teams are going to be out of the running, as neither side can afford to lose. It is all coming up. The pre-match stats, the head-to-head battles, and the tactics too. Stay along for it all and get involved as well in the predictions. Let's time. Some more big news ahead of this game is that Mattia Lahoz will not be the referee as was first expected, because he has picked up an injury problem. He's been ruled out of this game, and he'll be replaced there by Gil Manzano, who'll be the referee. And when we look here at the La Liga table, you can quite clearly see why the stakes are so incredibly high. Atletico Madrid right now are still on top, but only just. Barca just a single point behind, and Real Madrid just 2 points behind us. In this game, anything could happen. If we lose, it's advantage to Real Madrid, it's advantage to Atletico, who also have a really tough game on Sunday against Real Betis. But if we were to win, we'll put the pressure on. We would go, temporarily at least, top of the league. And even a draw in this game, it would still leave our fate in our own hands. And I think certainly coming into this game, looking at the two teams here, head-to-head, obviously Barca and Real Madrid, they're two teams who want to be vying for the title. They're two teams who don't want to be second and third. They want to be at the very top of the pile. And this season, I think there's been highs, there's been lows for both teams. I think at their peak levels, they're both capable of beating anyone. And that is what makes tomorrow's game so exciting. Who can find that peak? Who can find their absolute best level at the right time? Barca need a performance in a big game, and Real Madrid, of course, will be coming in with all of that confidence from their midweek win over Liverpool. But of course, guys, if there is one man that is going to decide this game, and if there was one man that you would want on your team in a game like this, it is the king of the Clasico. It is Lionel Messi, somebody who on this occasion, especially away at Real Madrid, he loves going there. It may not be the Bernabeu tomorrow, but he's still going to enjoy their travelling to the capital and hoping to leave his mark once again. It'll be his 45th Clasico, and so far, in this fixture, 26 goals and 14 assists for the great man. And of course, it is going to be very much Messi versus Karim Benzema on the night. Somebody who for Real Madrid has really led them again throughout the season, picking up the tab really since Ronaldo's exit in terms of goals. He is the man they look to, the man they rely on, and we will need to shut him down at centre-back. Stay very tight to him. And any crosses coming into the area, we need to be fully aware of where that man is going to be. But it's not just about the forwards on the night. I want to draw special attention here to the goalkeepers, because just as we saw in midweek in the incredible game between Bayern and PSG, goalkeepers, they can really make or break your game. In that game, it was Keylor Navas against Manuel Neuer. Navas was outstanding Neuer, making some mistakes. Ter Stegen here against Courtois. It is going to be exciting. And in a game like this, you need your goalkeeper to stand up and make the big saves. And of course, in terms of the squad coming into this game, the big news on the side of Barcelona is not only the return of Sergio Roberto into the squad, but also, rather surprisingly, Gerard Piqué has made the cut at the very last moment here. He's been training, he's been really forcing himself there to train with the team. He's back in the squad, but as we've said all week long, I personally would not risk him, and I would not risk the team. We need to come into this game here with a settled, stable, and 100% ready group of players there to go out and take on what is a very good team in Real Madrid. And that's why here, I think we do have to stick with that three at the back, especially in the big games. It's given us so much more stability at the back. We feel really comfortable playing out in that formation. But for me, Piqué would not be one of those three. Then, with three at the back, the decision that Ronald Koeman will indeed have to make is he going to go with three forwards, or is he going to go with two? You can see here, he may go with a 3-4-3 formation. That would be certainly a more attack-minded approach against Real Madrid. You have there your three centre-backs, but you are a little bit light in midfield, and that would be my worry there. If we did line up with the three forwards, yes, you do pose that threat, but are you going to get the ball? Are you going to be able there to conquer Real's midfield with only two players in that area? Which is why If it was for me, and it's not an easy decision, by the way, for Ronald Koeman to make, but I would have to sacrifice Antoine Griezmann. We've seen it in a big game there, away at Sevilla, where we did something very, very similar. We controlled the game, we were solid, we were stable, and we were calculated. We went with 2 forwards there, Dembele as the most advanced player, running in behind, Messi in behind him, and then 3 midfielders. De Jong stepping into midfield, adding another centre-back there. That, for me, would be the best approach, but will it be the one that Ronald Koeman chooses? In terms of Real Madrid and exactly what they will do coming into this game, again, there is certainly a question of the system. Zinedine Zidane has trialled the 3 at the back. It was almost as though he looked at Ronald Koeman, he thought, well, you're doing it, you're making it work, I'll have a go there with those 3 centre-backs. He has done that a few times, but I do expect him here to stick with the 4 at the back. There's no Varane, there is no Sergio Ramos, there's no Dani Carvajal. Injury problems certainly had plagued Real Madrid in those areas, but I do expect them to line up with exactly the same team that faced Liverpool in midweek, and that will be a fascinating contest. And if we do indeed just illustrate exactly what that could look like when the 2 teams come head to head, and again focusing on that midfield battle, I do feel as though in this area here of the field, it is going to be absolutely key. That is where the game is going to be won and lost. Whichever team can really gain ascendancy in that area, they're going to have a really, really good chance. And that's why I think it's so important that Frenkie de Jong is in this midfield. Because what we need here is somebody to get really tight to this man, the man in form, Toni Kroos. We saw him against Liverpool being given acres of space to pick those passes. We know that he has the ability here to play long balls in behind to find the likes of Vinicius, Asensio and Karim Benzema. That's why you need to have somebody there nice and close to him. And also, let's not forget, Frenkie de Jong has the ability to cause problems in behind him. When you make Toni Kroos there focus on recovering his position, getting back defensively, he's not going to be so effective. But what we also have to do is watch out for his partner in crime, Luka Modric. And I have to say this season, Modric, considering his age, he's been phenomenal. He has been absolutely outstanding for Real Madrid. And this, for me, it's a huge game for young Pedri. We spoke about it on the channel yesterday. Every big game, he's trying to grow. He's trying to gain that experience. But coming up there against somebody like Modric, he's going to be tested. He is going to be challenged. And also, we need the very, very best, as we have seen in recent weeks, from this man. Sergio Busquets has got to be on his game. He can control things. He can be the decisive man in our midfield. Make no mistake about it. He has the quality, and we need to see that from him. And then, of course, there's several other areas in the team that I would look at. I think, number one, we have to make sure we watch out here for the pace of Vinicius Jr. Serginho Dest is going to be tasked there with keeping tabs on him. But I also think we really need that help as well coming across from that right centre-back, whether it's Mingueza, whether here it's Ronald Araujo on that right side. Whoever it is, it needs to be there double marking. You need to have another man come across because you also need to watch out not only for Vinicius, but also there for the combination that they will strike up on that left-hand side between him and Furlan Mondi. But I also think as well, we've got to use our own strengths. We have to make sure these wing-backs are nice and high here, that we're forcing Real Madrid's wingers to do defensive work. I also think that when Real Madrid do come forward, when they do look to have the ball, when they do look to attack, we've got to make sure all the time Ousmane Dembele is on the shoulder, as he has been doing, getting in behind. Because we talk about Toni Kroos playing those balls, we talk about the fact that he can pick a pass. Look at the players that we have that can pick a pass. Busquets could find that ball over the top there. Lionel Messi, of course he could find that ball to Ousmane Dembele. We have our own strengths. We have our own players who can make the difference on this occasion. And that is why Ronald Koeman has said all day long today, be ourselves. Play our game and we can win.
Here is going to be a draw between both sides. It is going to be a 1-1 draw. Do I think that will happen? No. But I'm saying that it will. And now